Overthinking comes from a lack of self-trust. There was this incident the other day with this guy, and it involved a lot of dark humor. And I am a dark humor type of person, but I am also a bend the line, don't break the line type of guy. And not only was this guy breaking the line, but he was also like being semi-serious, whereas I was kind of like semi-joking, right? And it wasn't till like much afterwards when I kind of like started thinking properly again. I was like, this isn't the type of character, this isn't the type of role that I kind of wanted to play out. And I've kind of come to learn that as a defense mechanism to playing a character you don't want to play, you end up overthinking. So if I can understand the motives and the reasons why I would feel the need to do that, then I can stop overthinking, because I don't have to overthink and prevent situations that aren't going to happen. Because I realize that I don't need to overthink, because what I'll be able to do, say in the moment, will be far better than what I can kind of like think in preparation for it. And I know this theoretically and practically as well. Like, I've said funnier things in the moment, I've been able to put up more potent arguments and defenses for myself. Or so every time I start overthinking, I realize that, like, stop. I'll be able to do something much better if any situation occurs. Like if something just happens, I'll be able to say something, do something, whatever in that situation. So that's how I wanted to start off this video. Oh God, it did take a lot of time. I came into the gym at around 9:30, maybe 10, and I done my leg workout today. After that, I headed into Ground Cafe, where there was a monstrous line because I got there after 11 or 11 on the dot. I got some coffee from Ground Cafe and I went into the library. Now in the library, I am working on my dissertation. I also have a dissertation meeting today, so I was also going through the homework. My professor has sent me some homework, not some homework, but like some things to do kind of like last semester, and I kind of like didn't do them. And like he didn't say anything, but like, because then in the feedback he mentioned it, so it's like I gotta do it. And also I also wanted to say that I did actually enjoy doing this homework, because it kind of like meant something, in the sense that like we've got, like a story, when you've watched the story when you've watched the movie 1,000 times and the ending, so you're able to appreciate all the little steps before. That's kind of like my dissertation work. So we've kind of like gotten to a kind of concrete point as opposed to abstract maths, and so I'm able to appreciate all the abstract math prerequisites to it anyway. So this library session consisted of me going through different derivations for different black holes to kind of like obtain a relationship between its kind of like mass and temperature, and to see how kind of like each different black holes, how their kind of like mass changes with their temperature. So it gives us a nice little graph at the end, and you see like things like, if I can articulate that, it sounds nice, whereas before I was like, okay, we kind of like have some metric and something. So, and then I finished at around 12:30. I went into the physics museum to kind of like, to warm up my lunch. I'm struggling with my words here. And then I went out because it was so sunny. It was such a beautiful day. And I actually sat right over there. I'm going to show you here with the camera. I sat right over there. See there where it says Queen's Building? I sat right over there. I called Ariane, and I just ate my lunch out in the sun. Now, it was actually funny because whilst I was sitting there was this guy from boxing who came over. He had a big smile on his face. He was, clearly in a good mood, and he came and he said hi to me. He said he got a lecture, blah, blah, blah. And it was really nice, just the energy. And I think he kind of just regulated my nervous system, which is a big word for just something I think we kind of know intrinsically, which is basically like, if someone has good energy, they kind of like pass it on over. In The Body Keeps a Score, there was actually a section on this, and it was called Mirror Neurons. And basically, the book went on to explain that there are basically these mirror neurons in the back of our eyes or in the front of our skulls, I can't remember, that they basically register and pick up the mood of other people, their facial expressions, and consequently the way their nervous system is kind of wired, and it kind of like responds to that. So if someone's angry, it'll pick up angry. If someone's happy, it'll pick up happy, right? It'll mirror those neurons. So you can kind of like inherit someone's nervous system and their kind of like state of being in that one section. And I was talking to Ari, and I was just saying like, bro, that guy, like afterwards, like I just felt much better. And I've spoken about this before, And it's just kind of like learning things I've already known, that like sometimes I'll be feeling a certain way and I'll see someone and then it'll be like, oh wait, I don't feel like that anymore. And I think it's just having that just having another human being to kind of like regulate your nervous system. One other thing that I wanted to say, it's something that I'm not comprehensively sure of, and I'm not really sure if I'm right or wrong with it. To start trusting a lot about how people make me feel as opposed to like what they kind of say and do. Sometimes I think it's hard to trust people, and I think I need to trust how people make me feel as opposed to what they say and do. I think that's a better indicator of, you know, their intentions for you. And obviously I'm not sure if that's comprehensive. I'm not sure if I don't think it's going to apply to every situation. There are going to be different factors at hand. You know, sometimes people are going to be having a bad day. Sometimes, you know, maybe I'm not going to be in the right frame of mind. But I think it's just a thought. It's just a thought that I wanted to share, that I think I need to trust that feeling a little bit more, how people make you feel as opposed to what they say. Anyway, then at 2 o'clock we have our advisor meeting. So I went to the 6th floor of the Geo Jones building.
I should have let you go all the way to 6 and I could have taken the stairs down to 5. That would have been logical, right?
Taking the stairs down to 5?
Yeah, because like if you were going to 6, really
oh no, that's fine, Haris. That's fine.
Yeah, but like
that's fine.
Logically would have. Anyway.
No, it's fine.
Nick, that's only something I just thought about. In a lift, if like someone is going to like just one floor.
No, but the reward is not worth the...
I think in terms of time though, because it's just like, I guess for the other person, it's just like stopping and the lift's going to slow down anyway. Like, yeah, but it's a small thing that you could, might work.
You know, there's a saying, it's like some people are worth waiting for.
It's just... I got some plots to show my supervisor, so I'm happy.
Oh, okay, that's good. I have some derivations to show him. It's a bit... I think he must have said something like, oh, do you have any questions? And I was like, yes, I do. I actually do have questions. So I showed him all the questions and he kind of like answered them. We spent like the first like 15-20 minutes just me asking questions. And one thing I've learned about my advisor and just some other people in general, I think I also need to know that like sometimes, this isn't a trauma related thing, by the way, this is just like a normal thing. Sometimes I speak very fast and I have conversations very fast, or at least I'm predisposed to do it that way. And I think sometimes a lot of people are kind of like, they're very slow in the sense that like the way they have their conversations is very slow. Like I was talking to my advisor and sometimes like I think he's pausing and therefore I interject, but he's not actually pausing. He's like saying the same thing and he's just stopping in between a sentence, but he's taking a very long time to do it. So I think I just need to, that's just something like I thought I'd share, because there's like a few other people, like I noticed that like I cut them off too quickly. So that's just something. In this advisor meeting, he also took us through a derivation or a way of thinking about Hawking radiation, which was really cool. I'll try and explain it because it is pretty simple. Basically, so imagine in a black hole, there are two particles. One's like a particle and one's like an antiparticle, and then one of those and then the antiparticle falls back into the kind of like singularity, and because that particle pair has appeared out of nowhere, it has negative energy, so that negative energy reduces from the mass of the black hole. Therefore, when you reduce the mass of the black hole, you reduce its event horizon. So if the other particle pair that's been here, and then you reduce the event horizon, then technically that particle has escaped, which I thought was really interesting, really cool. And then after that, I was so exhausted. That ended at like 4, and I was so exhausted. Monday was so exhausting, and I've spoken about trying to like rest more a little bit. So I just went home after that, and yeah. Oh my God, thank you for watching.